Today's episode is brought to you by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. Renewal by Andersen offers you a better way to a better window. Go to rbacentralpadeals.com for this month's specials. DA Larry Krasner's office says his impeachment, should it come to pass, would violate the constitutional rights of Philadelphians. Also in Philly, the city prepares for the potential arrival of migrant buses. A former mainstay of the city's streets has dwindled. Plus, this guy works out 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, which isn't extraordinary until you realize he's 100. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and you're listening to Today in a PA. It was 2 months ago when the Pennsylvania House voted to launch an impeachment investigation into Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner, reports Billy Penn. Several state representatives have called out Krasner's policies as the reason behind the city's gun violence. What's mainly being looked at is Krasner's prosecutorial discretion, which is the liberty prosecutors have to increase, decrease, or eliminate charges for certain acts. Krasner's office, in turn, issued a subpoena over the quote-unquote illegal probe, claiming last week that Krasner's impeachment, quote, would violate the constitutional rights of the Philadelphia citizens who elected him. Whether a judge agrees with Krasner and disbands the panel remains pending. Also in Philadelphia, the city is readying itself for the potential arrival of migrant buses, reports Axios Philadelphia. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has been sending buses of migrants to sanctuary cities around the country as part of his Operation Lone Star, which is looking to mitigate border crossings. While an Abbott administration spokesperson only confirmed Chicago, D.C., and New York to be the only cities these buses were going to currently, Philly Mayor Jim Kenney and his administration are nevertheless preparing, just in case. Spokesman Kevin Lessard informed Axios that the city is currently looking over, quote, existing resources should those seeking safe refuge find their way to Philadelphia. Texas has already sent out thousands of migrants as part of this effort. Once a mainstay on the city streets, the number of newsstands in Philadelphia is dwindling, states Billy Penn. As it stands today, there are only 96 active newsstand licenses in the city, showing a 41% drop over the course of a decade. Once a beacon for new sales, many of the remaining stands look to selling lotto tickets, snacks, and display advertising to make money. On a national level, over 2,500 have closed since 2005. Les Savino hits the gym for 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, says PennLive. And this isn't necessarily extraordinary until you realize Savino is 100. Savino drives himself from the retirement community he lives in to the Hanover YMCA, of which he's been a member since 1983. Part of his regular regime is doing 900 reps between 15 different machines, doing the stationary bike for 8 miles, and going on the treadmill for 2. Now you may be wondering, what's the preferred diet of this absolute beast of a man? Says Savino himself, quote, spaghetti with meatballs, but only when I make it, old Italian style. That wraps up today's rather Philadelphia-centric episode. For even more Pennsylvania news and beyond, drop by PennLive.com. And please don't forget to rate this podcast and to leave us a review if you can. Thanks ahead of time, and as always, thanks for listening. I'm Claudia Dimuro, and I'll see you tomorrow for more Today in a PA. Today's episode is brought to you by Renewal by Andersen of Central Pennsylvania. Renewal by Andersen offers you a better way to a better window. Go to rbacentralpadeals.com for this month's specials.